This meeting
All
is being
right.
recorded.
So welcome everybody. So we've officially started the recording. So if you don't want to be in the video, you're welcome to just turn off your video at this point. And I just want to share a welcome introduction and that my name is Kaylin McCarthy. I'm the founder of Mindful Tradition, which is a business that helps neurodivergent individuals with the tools of mindfulness in yoga, and Strong has been kind enough to offer this amazing class. And so this will be recorded and it will be sent out afterwards. So if you want to, you can watch this class throughout the week, or you have it even after we've taught all the classes so that you can come back to it whenever you want to. And I am trained as a social therapist. So I spent 10 years living and working with the neurodivergent population. I myself am neurodivergent. I'm ADHD. I'm a highly sensitive person, and I'm also dyslexic. And then I have taken actual yoga teacher trainings to be able to bring these tools to you now, as well as another teacher training just for working with kids. So I do work with kids a lot, and I even have my own kids that I do yoga with all the time, because the tools of mindfulness and yoga are for everybody. And so this class is meant to be just an introductory class, but it's also just meant to be fun. So we will do things today like sitting and imagining, which is called like meditation. We will also practice different kinds of breath work. We will do different kinds of movement. Some of it will be like more structured, where I lead you through some of it. And some of it, I'll even ask you to give me ideas of different poses. So when that happens, you're welcome to unmute yourself and make a request or answer a question, okay? And if you ever need to go to the bathroom or you're thirsty, feel free to take a break whenever you need to, okay? This is just meant to be fun. You don't have to do all of it. I think it's fun. And then if anybody has like specific questions, I will save like 15 minutes at the end of class for people to ask any questions. And then there are 3 things that we need today for our yoga class. Okay, the first thing we need is listening ears. So we can actually turn our listening ears on. Did you know this? It's like magic, I promise. So if you start at the top of your ears and you bring a finger behind and a finger in front, and you start squeezing and following the ears all the way down to the earlobes, and then you go back up towards the top of the ear, and then we'll do the whole thing one more time. So this actually makes your ears listen better. How cool is that? I do this when I'm having a hard time listening. And this is a really great tool that you can use whenever you want. Awesome job. So that's our listening ears, check. Next is our helpful hands. So sometimes our hands can be all over the place and not listening. So we can either clap to make sure our helpful hands are turned on, or you can make fists and open, or wiggle the fingers, or even make circles with the wrists. Just connecting to your helpful hands here. Beautiful. And then third is our open heart. And so our open heart is what allows us to take in new ideas. So you can rub over where your heart is. So your heart is in your chest, and you can rub in a circle on the chest, or you can even pound around on your chest, whatever's going to feel good to you. I'm someone that likes a little bit of a heavier hand. I like the pound over the rub, but it's about what feels good for you. So there'll be lots of options in this class, so you can find what feels good for you. And then we have our 3 things that we're going to have for every single class: our helpful ears, our open heart, and our helpful hands. I'm sorry, I'm also not feeling very well today. I have a bit of a cold, so I apologize. My brain's not working 100%. But next, we're going to stand up, and we're going to shake our sillies out. So sometimes when we come to our yoga mat, because our yoga mat is a place to be focused and centered, we can have extra energy. I don't know about you, but I sometimes feel like I have extra energy. So to start, we're just going to like shake the sillies out. You can jump, you can move your hands, you can kick your legs out, you can wiggle and shake all over, okay? Just shake out all the sillies. And then once you can open out the lips and All right, really work it out here. And then once you've shaken out all your sillies, you got no sillies left, take a big deep breath in, and then bring it all the way down to a comfortable seated position. And since this is a beginner's class, there might be people that have never done yoga here before. I just wanted to talk about what yoga actually is. So the definition of yoga, what the word yoga means, is the yoking or the coming together of the mind, the body, and the breath. So the most fundamental thing, the basic, the very, very first thing you need to know about yoga is that your breath is the most important thing. And it's about breathing in and out of the nose. So let's all take a big deep breath in through the nose and a deep breath out through the nose. So you're already practicing yoga. That's the stuff right there. Amazing. Beautiful. So we're here to bring together the mind, the body, and the breath. That's our goal. Because the thing is sometimes our mind, our thoughts can get like super out there, right? I know sometimes I can feel like that the world is too big, or there's too many thoughts, or I don't know where to start on something. And I always come back to my breath, that breath in and out of the nose. And that's what brings everything back together, is the breath. So the breath is really like the magic, the special sauce of yoga. That's what makes yoga yoga. Perfect. And for our first class, our focus is going to be on spring. So spring is all about a change in the seasons, right? It's about sort of this like rebirth, and things are starting fresh and new all over again. But it's about how everything changes. And sometimes change can be this big, scary thing and this unknown. And so it's important to remember that everything changes. Everything's in a constant state of flowing and moving. And that is actually super cool, right? Like that the seasons change. And I personally love living in a place where the seasons change. I really appreciate all 4 seasons because we have spring, summer, fall, and winter. So right now we're just coming into spring. And if anybody wants to unmute themselves and share something that they've seen in the springtime right now, I'd really love to hear that. And I'm sure everybody else would too. If not, I would be more than happy to share some things that I've seen in the springtime. Like I've seen lots of flowers and birds coming back. Did anybody else think of something?
You see trees without like you see trees with leaves and stuff.
Exactly, the leaves are coming out 100%. You know, I think I love the leaves because they start where there's first just the little bud, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's when the trees look like they're lacy, but then you have to wait, and then they're just little leaves, and you can watch them get bigger and bigger. And I like to collect the leaves when they're nice and tiny. I think they're so cutie patootie. I like to press them and use them as art projects throughout the year. So the leaves are awesome. Thank you for that example. Does anybody else have an example of things changing in the springtime?
Kids playing outside.
Oh, yeah, it's nice enough to play outside now. That's a great one. My family is definitely outside all day, every day right now. We're spending a lot of time outside. Tanner, did you have something you'd like to share?
Yes. Going outside.
Going outside, yes, exactly. Even nice enough to cook outside. We had a cookout the other night. Awesome. So everything changes. And right now, when the seasons change, that's like a living example, what we'd call a living example, that everything changes, and that the changes can be awesome. Like I love winter, but I extra love the springtime when we come out of winter. I think it's great. Okay, so That's a perfect example. And sometimes change can be like a little bit unnerving
We have.
or a little bit surprising. And so I want to give you a gift of something called a mudra. And this is called Say Mudra, I believe, is how you pronounce it. It's TSE, but because it's in a different language, I'm not 100% sure. So you bring your thumb into the middle of your hands, and then you curl the fingers around the thumb, like you're giving that thumb a hug there, see? So this is called Say Mudra, and you can put those hands on your lap if you're sitting down, or just hold them next to you. So this is the most grounding of all the mudras, because there are hundreds of mudras, hundreds of these ways that you can hold your hands. And I'll show you a different one next week. So this is super grounding, and it's supposed to help you when things maybe are changing and a little like uncomfortable or stressful or confusing. This is an awesome thing you can do. And what's nice about it is, like, if you're at school or in a car, you can still do it, right? You can do this anywhere. It's super easy. That's what I like about it so much. So we're going to come into our Say Mudra, and we're going to sit up nice and tall, imagining like you're a flower reaching towards the sunshine with the crown of your head lifting towards the sky. And if it feels good, you can let your eyes soften or close, and then take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. 2 more in and out. Last one. So that, my friends, is called mindful breathing. I hope that felt really good. Sometimes I like to imagine that I'm cleaning out cobwebs when I do the mindful breathing, right? That nice, big, deep breath. Just blowing all that old stuff out of the way that you don't need anymore. And now the next breath I want to teach you is called buzz breath. Buzz. So one of the things that I've been seeing in spring right now is the bees. Has anyone else seen bees? You could just raise your hand and let me know. Yeah, lots of bumblebees out there. They're getting ready. They're doing their job. So we're going to pretend that we're bumblebees, okay? We're going to do the buzz breath here. So you take a deep breath in through the nose, just like we did sitting up nice and tall. But then you buzz out of the mouth. What I like about this one is you can like feel it in your body, and it tickles your tongue a little. So let's do 3 of those buzz breaths together, taking a deep breath in through the nose. And then deep breath in. And one more. Ah, it makes me feel calm in my heart. I like that little bit of vibration. Perfect. All right, now we're going to move a little bit. So we are going to pretend that we're those blooming spring flowers. So we're going to start in what's called child's pose here, where your knees are together and your feet are together, and you kind of fold yourself right over the legs, bringing the forehead all the way down to the earth. Or if your forehead doesn't reach to the earth, you can put a pillow in front of you so that your head just connects to something comfy. And then inhale, you can sit up and bring your hands in front of your heart, and then open up those flowers like they're blooming, right? And then lift up towards the sky, like a big, beautiful sunflower. And then we're going to exhale all the way down to the ground, or with the forehead to a pillow. And then inhale those hands to the heart and grow up towards the sun, like the sun is calling to you. And then exhale, come back down. So we're going to do this a few times, and we're going to start slow. And then every time, see if you can go just a wee bit faster, okay? So a lot of control here. So coming and moving a little faster. And if you wanted to, you can even be a different flower each time. So I think this time I'll be a marigold. And what will I be this time? How about next time I'll be a peony? Oh. And what's next? Oh, next time I'll be a daisy. Let's do this one more time. Shoot up nice and tall. And then exhale to come all the way back down. This time just sit on the feet. And I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me better. And we're going to bring one hand to the earth and we're going to lift the other arm up and overhead like you're trying to pick some flowers off to the side here. And then inhale back to center and exhale to pick some flowers on the other side. And inhale to center and exhale to the other side. Inhale to center. So we're getting some side stretches here, but also pretending that we're picking those flowers. So the next time you come over to the side, can you pick closer to the ground? And back up to center. And exhale to the other side, coming closer down to the ground. So these little things we do can change the way the pose feels in the body. So this time, when you go to the side, almost like you're back and behind, right? How does that feel different? Oh, great stretches, everybody. Back to center. And then coming onto your side, bring your feet in front of you so that the soles of your feet are touching here, okay? And then you can bring your hands either to your shins, somewhere on your shins or your legs, or you can interlace those fingers like you're holding hands and wrap them around your toes. And here we're going to be like a little butterfly. So inhale, you can lift those legs up towards the ceiling. And exhale, you can bring them down towards the ground. So using your breath here, keep connected to that mindful breathing in and out of the nose here. So now you can imagine you're a little butterfly flitting from flower to flower, like all those beautiful flowers you just were. Let's do one more breath cycle here of inhale to lift the sky, exhale to come to the ground. And then next time we're going to roll forward onto hands and knees here. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. This is called tabletop pose. Oh, we have a new friend. Let's let this person in. Oh. Perfect. All right, so hands and knees. Okay. And we're going to inhale, drop the belly, open the heart, and look up towards the sky. And then exhale, we're going to round the spine, tuck the chin into chest, and let the head drop. So inhale, I like to think of this one as a cow going out to pasture in the springtime. And when we exhale and round, I like to think of this one as a kitty laying in the flowers, which my kitties do. They're outside kitties and they like the flowers. So inhale, open. You can pretend you're a cow munching on some fresh green grass here. And exhale, you can round the spine and be a little kitty frolicking in the flowers. If you want, you can even make some animal noises like a moo. I don't know, that's great for a cow. Exhale to round, be a little kitty arching its back. Meow. You know, moo. And a meow. Oh, round that spine. Let's do one more here of using that big breath in through the nose to open up the heart. And that exhale to round. All right, coming back to center. So this is where we come back to that strong table pose here. Nice flat back. And we're gonna step up with the right foot and curl the back toes under, and we'll step up with the left foot. And now we're in what's called a forward fold. And you can just hang here for a minute, because next what we're gonna do is I'm gonna teach you what's called the Sun Salutations, and we'll add on to it each week. So when you're ready, slowly, ever so slowly, roll all the way up to a standing position, like you're moving through molasses, like you've been frozen all winter and you're just waking up for spring. Your head is the last thing that comes up here. Beautiful. I'm going to turn so you can see me better here. We're going to stand up nice and tall, starting in what's called mountain pose. So really feel your feet connect to the earth. Can you feel all four corners of your feet? Oh, I see some great mountain poses here. And then you're going to lift up tall through the crown of the head, just like when we were seated, and imagine that we were a flower lifting towards the sun. And use an exhale to soften the shoulders down the back body. And then there's two mountain poses. You can have a mountain pose with the hands down, or you could have a mountain pose with the hands up. So you choose what kind of super strong mountain you want to be, okay? You be your strongest version of self here. Imagining you're a mountain getting beautiful and green in the springtime. Deep breaths here. Let's bring the hands to heart center to start our sun salutations. So remember that big, strong mountain that you were just in. If you close your eyes, can you feel it in your body? I hope so. Inhale, lift the hands all the way up towards the sky and look up at your hands. And then exhale, dive all the way down to your toes here. Imagine that your toes are in that nice, fresh green grass of spring. Then inhale, bring the hands to the knees for a halfway lift with a nice flat back here. Exhale all the way back down to the toes. And then I want you to scoop up some sunshine as you inhale, lift all the way back up to the sky here. Scoop up that sunshine, and exhale, bring it down to your heart. Oh, feel that nice, warm spring sunshine. Big deep breath in through the nose here. Deep breath back out through the nose here. Inhale to lift the hands back up to the sky. And this time I want you to scoop up some rain here, and exhale. Pretend you're raining all the way down to the earth, that springtime rain that brings all the beautiful flowers. Inhale back up to that halfway lift with the hands on the knees. Exhale back down to the toes. Inhale, bend those knees, lift and rise big and tall, scooping up some of that sunshine along the way, right? And then exhale, bring all that warm sunshine to your heart space. Feel it warming you, keeping you calm. And then inhale, let's lift to the sky again, this time scooping up some rain. And then exhale, rain all the way down to the toes. Rain, rain, rain. So all those beautiful things can burst forth. Inhale, hands to knees, halfway left. Exhale, back down to the toes here. Inhale, scoop up some sunshine, lift and rise, nice and tall. And then exhale to bring it all back down to the heart space. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And a deep breath out through the nose. And then inhale, we're going to lift up to the sky one more time here right now. And exhale, dive all the way back down to the toes. This time, bring your hands all the way to the earth by bending your knees, and take a big step back with your right leg and drop that knee to the ground. Take a big step back with the left leg and drop that knee to the ground, and then melt all the way down to child's pose. Taking 3 deep breaths here, softening everything. Inhale to sit and rise back up, finding a comfortable seat once again here. And we're gonna take 3 deep mindful breaths again. So sitting up nice and tall, so almost like you're in that mountain pose, but now you're seated, right? So still nice and tall and strong. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And in through the nose and out through the nose. And then let your eyes soften or close if that feels okay to you. And begin to imagine that you're sitting in a beautiful spring flower garden. If it feels good to you, you can imagine that you don't have shoes on and that there's grass in between your toes. And if you don't like that, then you can keep your shoes on in your mind's eye. But go around and visit the flowers of the garden. See their different colors. You can even see what they feel like. Are they smooth and soft or bumpy and prickly? What's growing in your perfect garden? Are there butterflies flying or bees buzzing? Are there little baby animals walking around? Imagine a perfect, happy space for you. Knowing that you can come back to this happy garden anytime you want, anytime you feel upset or hurt or angry. This happy place, this beautiful garden that is your garden, is always here waiting for you. When you're ready to, you can let the eyes open back up. And if you want to, you can always draw that picture of a garden sometime. Okay? All right. Next, we're going to read a book called I Am Yoga. We're going to do it now because I want to make sure we have time for it. So I promised a special somebody we would read it. Okay? So this is called I Am Yoga by Susan Verde with art by Peter H. Reynolds. All right. So the way this book works is it's a really good book. It also has awesome pictures of yoga poses. So when I'm reading it, you can do those poses. I'll pause on each page, okay? All right. When I feel small in a world so big, ever feel like small in a big world? I feel like that sometimes. I tell my wiggling body to be still. I tell my thinking mind to be quiet. I tell my racing breath, be slow. It's that mindful breathing like we were just talking about and practicing. I close my eyes and make room in my mind, in my heart, to create and imagine. I am yoga. All right, do you see what pose this character's in? Is mountain pose. Could everybody get up and show me a mountain pose real quick? Here, I'll do it too. Ready? We have our mountain pose, which you can do with either the arms down or the hands high up overhead. Mountain pose. Beautiful for I am yoga. And then I can touch the sky. I am so tall. That's that tree pose, right? So your tree pose doesn't even need to look like this tree pose. It could be any kind of tree pose you want. Let's just make sure we do it on both sides. I am so tall. I can soar among the clouds. I am so free. Look at that. Like a bird. So it can be any kind of way you want to do that pose where they're saying they soar and they are free. So they're doing it as a balance, right? But one that's a bit easier is you can just lift one leg at a time like this with the arms out. like a bird flying, right? I am so free. Beautiful. I can sparkle with the stars. I shimmer and shine. Oh, that one, I love this one. This one's called Star Pose, right? This is my star. I shimmer and shine. That's the stuff right there. Nice big star. Oh, I can dance with the moon. I light up the night. So can you make yourself look like a moon? That one's a balance one, but if you could be any kind of moon, right? So they're doing one more like this. Oh. Whichever way you choose to do it, make sure you get both sides. I think I'd like it more like, I like this one. Sort of lean to the sides, your whole body looks like it's a crescent shape, right? So many ways to do any of these poses. But any way you do it, I light up the night. I can sail on the sea. I go with the flow. Right? I go with the flow. Woo. Little boat for you. I can open my heart. I feel love. Can you figure out a way to open your heart space? Oh, that one you can do just like with the hands on the back here. Open up your heart. This picture has the person doing it like this. But something where you can feel your heart radiating out into the world. Beautiful poses, everybody. Love seeing what everyone's doing it. I can see far and wide. I am so focused. I am so focused, right? They're all positive affirmations, positive things you can say to yourself. So that character's an eagle, just a little bit twisty and balancy, but anything where you feel nice and focused, right? You can even say mountain, right? I feel very, very focused in mountain. I can turn things upside down. I am playful. Can you turn the whole world upside down? Yeah, let's see it. You're all upside down now. There it is. Awesome. I can, this one is 3 different poses in one. I can stand up for me. I can stand up for others. I can stand up for peace. Yeah. Right? And so when we do those, we can do them all in a row here. Stand up for me. I stand up for others. I stand up for peace. Then we gotta do it on the other side too, right? Always get both sides. Stand up for me. I stand up for others. I stand up for peace. Awesome. I can open like a flower. I am beautiful. So this one, she's doing it like this, right? But you could even, like we did earlier, with the soles of the feet together and open side to side. Yeah. I can carry beauty with me. I am full. How would you do? I am full. So she's doing it on her belly by grabbing her ankles and kicking back and opening like a big bowl or cup, right? But everyone's full can be and look different. So any pose where you feel nice and full. I can say I've had enough for today. I relax. There's that child's pose we did earlier. And I can rest. I am calm, coming into Shavasana, that final resting pose where you're just laying down on your back, right? A pose where you feel nice and relaxed. Now the world is just the right speed. Now my world is just the right size. Now I see I fit in just fine. I am yoga. I can be anything. So that's what's so great about yoga, is that you can literally be anything. You can practice all the things you're trying to learn on your yoga mat and be those things. That's what's so fun about it. All right, so now we're going to be a few different springtime insects and animals through different yoga poses, okay? So we can come back to the mat here. Oh. And we're going to start with butterfly. So coming back to that child's pose here where we started, and this is going to be our butterfly egg. Okay, so when you come into it, imagine that you're just ready to burst forth, right? The warm weather's coming out. You're hungry and ready to come into the world. And then inhale, we're going to lift up out of that caterpillar egg and come into a caterpillar pose. So come all the way to lay down on your belly. Place your hands under your shoulders and tuck your elbows into your side body. And inhale, lift up. This is a little baby caterpillar. He's looking for food. Do you see any food? And then inhale, tuck those toes under and press up. And we're going to come into plank. This can also be done by bending the knees and crossing the ankles. So now you're a caterpillar on a branch. Ooh. And then inhale, you can bring your knees to the ground, hands under the shoulders, and come into your cocoon. Tuck your chin in and around the spine. Coming into your cocoon. And then inhaling, sit all the way on your tush. Bring the soles of your feet together and flap those butterfly wings and flap out into the world. You went from a little teeny tiny egg all the way to a butterfly here. Perfecto, my friends. All right, next, let's do a frog. So let's come into child's pose again to be the frog egg. So come all the way down to be a little froggy egg. All right, and you can even just begin to wiggle a little bit like you're ready to burst forth here. And then inhale, come all the way onto the belly to be born. And we're gonna bring the hands back behind this time. And inhale, you're gonna lift your head and your arms up and just wiggle side to side, your little tadpole, making your way through the pond here. Oh, and then curl the toes under. Coming into this pose, this could be our little froglet. You know where the frogs have like legs and arms and they still have their little tail? So you can squidge your little tail side to side here as a little froglet. Beautiful. And then we're going to be all the way into frog warrior on the land. So you turn all the way over. So legs really, really wide, side to side. Hands on the earth. And let's take some frog jumps here. Okay, so make sure you have enough room that you're not jumping into anybody or anything. And take a big deep breath in. And let's do little baby jumps to start. Okay, so you just start hopping around. Little froggy walk here. Ba-dong, ba-dong. You could even give it some ribbits. Ready? Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Oh, beautiful. Now we're just gonna take a couple of big jumps, okay? Let's do one really big jump forward and one really big jump back, okay? So big deep breath in and how far can you go? Whoa, there's some big frogs, all right? And then we're gonna see if we can jump back. So if you wanna try to go backwards, you can, or you can turn around to go the other day. So one big froggy jump. Oof. Whew. Whew. I'm hot now, all right. So coming back to that super comfortable seat, we're gonna cool it down for a moment. Take some mindful breaths again. So sitting up nice and tall, big deep breaths. Breathe in and out of the nose, and you can come to that same mudra again, right? Where you bring the thumb into the palm and you hug it with all of your fingers. And you can rest that comfortably on your thighs. And take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And in through the nose and out through the nose. And then I want to teach you another breath. So it's similar to the buzz breath that we learned before, but this one's called a hum breath. And does everybody know how to hum? You can practice it real quick where you keep your mouth closed. But there's different, you hear I have different pitches, there's different sounds. So find one you really like, find your favorite hum tone or pitch. I like lower, like but my daughter, my youngest child, really like, she's like, right? So find your hum breath. Yeah, I see some silly hums going on there. So we're gonna do 3 hum breaths where we breathe in through the nose, and then we're gonna hum out the mouth. It's like that buzz breath where you feel it in the body. 2 more. Big breath in. And your same mudra. Last one. Big breath in. Beautiful. Does anybody have a favorite breath from the mindful breathing or the buzz breath or the hum breath? If you want to, you're welcome to unmute yourself and share which one's your favorite. All right, which one's your favorite?
Humming breath.
The hum breath. Yeah. I like the one where you feel it. Yeah. You like that you can feel that like in your chest.
Every day I literally hum to myself.
Well, then hum breath is perfect for you, my friend. I'm so glad we brought that to the class. All right, I'm going to mute you again because we have one more thing we're going to do. So this time we're going to go to our mats and imagine like we're going for a walk in the springtime. And that's where I might ask you to unmute yourself to say something you see in the springtime. And then everybody will try to go into something that's like that. Okay. So we'll come to our mats. And we're going to imagine, right? Imagine that you're in that garden that you meditated on earlier, your perfect garden, right? So let's just take a walk through our garden here, right? And we're walking. And I think around us, I see some beautiful trees that the leaves are bursting forth on. So everyone can come to a tree pose that feels good to them. And if you want to try this tree pose like I'm doing it, you may want to place a hand on the wall to help stabilize you or find something to look at in front of you that's not moving. All right. Make sure you do both sides here because the trees are all around you on the left and the right. So we got to make sure we do both sides of the body here. We have some trees. And what else? Oh, let's see. Inhale, arms to the sky. We have some tall grass that's growing and moving in the wind a little bit from the left and the right. Ooh, and I see some bees. So let's do that buzz breath we learned earlier. Take a big deep breath in through the nose. And you can even fly around here if you want, like a little bee, but they're visiting those trees and the grasses and the flowers. Oh, let's everyone be a flower. So you can be a flower any way you want. I want to be a flower like this, right? I'm imagining something that got tulip. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful flowers all around, being visited by those bumblebees. Oh, and you know what else I see hopping around? Little bunny rabbits. I actually saw a bunny rabbit in my yard the other day. So let's do some little hops, little bunnies hopping around, nibbling on the green grasses, you know, cutie patootie. Oh, little bunnies. If somebody wants to unmute and give us an idea for what they see in the garden. What do you see?
Squirrels?
Oh, squirrels, right? You know, I noticed they're digging up their nuts. Squirrels and chipmunks, perfect. Squirrels and chipmunks. So everybody can now be a squirrel or a chipmunk. Ready? Let's scamper around, be little squirrels. And how could I do this? Oh, this is going to be my squirrel pose, right? With their big bushy tails up in the air. Little critters, right? Out and about. Oh, and this will be a chipmunk. I feel like the chipmunks hide a little bit more scared of everything. That's okay, they're little. Yeah. Oh, let's see, is there anything else in the garden that we're forgetting about? But let's let somebody that hasn't gone yet have a turn, please.
Worms.
Worms, perfect. All right, I'm gonna be a worm. Let's all be a worm. Wiggling around. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh, perfect. Worms. Oh, all right, now let's all make our way all the way down to the ground on the back. And we want you to inhale, hug the knees in towards the chest and gently rock side to side here. Oh, we're winding down the practice. Everyone's done such great work today. Super proud of everyone that's made it this far in the class. And then exhale, let the knees come to one side. You can put your arms out straight at either side of you, and then turn your head to look in the opposite direction of the knees. Inhale everything back to center, and then let those knees fall in the other direction. And then turn the head again to look the opposite direction of the knees. And then inhale back to center one more time, and exhale this time. Oh, stretch it all out, like all the way out in Shavasana. So this is yoga is what we call our final resting pose. And it's where you try to soften all the muscles of the body. Big deep breaths here. See if you can make everything quiet. Like just like in the book, tell the wiggling body to be still. The thinking mind to be quiet. The racing breath to slow down. And then begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Oh, and start to roll all the way back up to a comfy seated position here. Everyone did such a phenomenal job today. So we bring our hands to our heart center and take a big deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And we say namaste. And that's how we end our yoga practice together. It means that the highest in me, the very, very best in me sees and honors the very, very best in you. And I want to thank everybody for coming today. And if anybody has any questions about yoga or the practice or something that they would like to share, you are welcome to unmute yourselves and share that now. Nope, no questions? No comments? No other shares? I'm shocked. Is there anything else you want to share? Did you enjoy your practice?
Yes.
Awesome.
You know the Cosmic Kids Yoga? I've done that a lot.
Yeah, the Cosmic Kids Yoga is awesome.
Yeah,
They're just shorter.
well, yeah, they're shorter actually.
Yeah.
But
It's
I
nice
like
sometimes
that
when we
they
get a
have
large-
like different scenes, like when you can go into Minecraft and all those other different worlds that are not even real.
Oh, I know, it would be cool if I had all that snazzy stuff, but I
Yeah.
don't. But you know what? We'll say next year. Let's say next year when we do yoga together with Strong, we'll have some sort of crazy cool thing that we can do. Until then, we'll just use our imagination. Alex, did you want to share something?
It was calming for me because I was stressful. My
Your
stressful.
day was stressful. Yeah. Your day was stressful,
Yeah.
but this was calming. This was helpful.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm super jazzed to hear that. Thank you for sharing, Alex.
Mhm.
All right, everybody. If that is all for today, then we will end our class. We got a thumbs up. Awesome. That's super fun. I hope that we see everybody next week or the week after. Bye. Thank you so much for joining. Take care. See you soon.
Bye, Kaylin.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.